说中文。
Chinese pot, Chinese pot, Chinese pot. That's the way to learn Chinese. Chinese pot, Chinese pot, Chinese pot. That's the way to learn Chinese.
Hi, you're listening to a newbie lesson all the way from Shanghai, China. I'm Dilu.
Hi newbies, I'm John. Welcome to Chinese Pod. So today we've got a very practical lesson that you can do even if you've never studied Chinese before.
And it can show you how polite Chinese people are.
Okay, so today we do have some polite phrases. What is the polite word we're going to hear in this lesson?
请
So that's Q-I-N-G, third tone.
That's right. 请
So it dips, right? 请.
That's right. And that means please.
Please. But the way that the Chinese use their word for please is a little different from the way we use the English word for please.
So let's just listen to the dialogue first, and then let's talk about that.
All right, so we're going to listen to it 3 times.
Dialogue first time.
请进。
请问你是王先生吗？
是，你是 Sunday 吗？
是。
请坐。
Second time.
请进。
请问你是王先生吗？
是，你是 Sunday 吗？
是。
请坐。
Third time.
请进。
请问你是王先生吗？
是，你是 Sunday 吗？
是。
请坐。
And now the translation.
请进
Please enter.
请进
Please come in.
请进请问你是王先生吗？
May I ask, are you Mr. Wang?
请问你是王先生吗？
Excuse me, are you Mr. Wang?
请问你是王先生吗？是。你是 Sandy 吗？
I am. Are you Sandy?
是。你是 Sandy 吗？
Yes. Are you Sandy?
是。你是 Sandy 吗？是。
I am.
是。
Yes.
是。请坐。
Please sit.
请坐。
Please have a seat.
请坐。
All right, so I think you may have noticed a few differences in my translation because a lot of these things, you can translate them quite a few different ways. Some are more natural in English and some are more direct translations of the Chinese.
Okay, let's look at the dialogue.
So the first line of the dialogue.
请进请进
So there's that word that we talked about in the intro, the word for please, right?
请Q-I-N-G, third tone.
Third tone. So this word for please comes before verbs, right?
Yeah, that's how you use please in Chinese, before the verbs.
Okay, and here the verb is
进 J-I-N, fourth tone,
so 进, fourth tone. That means to enter.
to enter, but here means come in.
Okay, so please enter, literally, please come in.
对，请进请进
And this is basically what everyone says.
That's what everyone says.
It's the way to say please come in.
Yes, 请进
So this is the normal response to a knock on the door,
That's right.
as long as you don't want to say go away. Okay, so then the girl, she does come in and she says,
请问你是王先生吗？请问你是王先生吗？
so she opens with a polite phrase.
Which is 请问请问
So there's that word 请 again, right?
对
And the verb after it is,
问 W-E-N, fourth tone.
so 问 is a verb which means to ask.
Right. However, we don't translate that as please ask.
Yeah, it's more like, may I ask something? Or excuse me.
So let's just think of this as a very special phrase.
Right, a set phrase.
对
When you want to ask a question, you get someone's attention by saying,
请问请问
All right, so she uses that, and then she says,
你是王先生吗？你是王先生吗？
okay, so the Chinese word order is you are Mr. Wang, and then ma, this question word at the end. So I just want to point out that Chinese word order does not change if it's a question. It's the same whether it's a question or a statement.
Just simply put a particle ma at the very end.
Yeah, you don't have to change the sentence at all. You add the ma, and it makes it into a yes-no question.
请问你是王先生吗？
So after the 请问, the first word of the question is,
你
okay, so 你, third tone, that means you.
Yes, 你
Okay, and that's followed by the verb for to be, which is,
是 fourth tone.
okay, shi, 是. So that means to be. So the way we say you are in Chinese is,
你是
all right? And then comes a man's name, and we start with his surname.
王 W-A-N-G, second tone.
Okay, so Wang, that's a super common Chinese surname. And then the word for Mr., it comes after the surname. It is,
先生
so that's Xian, first tone, and then Sheng, neutral.
Right. We always say the surname first. 王先生
Okay, but it means Mr. Wang in English, right?
That's right.
So Wang 先生, Mr. Wang.
对，你是王先生吗？你是王先生吗？
All right, and that's a yes-no question because we added the ma on the end. Now, if I wanted to make a statement, if I wanted to say, you are Mr. Wang, I would say,
你是王先生，你是王先生，
and if I want to ask, are you Mr. Wang, I ask,
你是王先生吗？你是王先生吗？
okay, and now the answer. Now in Chinese, when you ask a yes-no question, rather than coming up with a special word for yes and a special word for no, the Chinese just like to repeat the verb in the original question
Exactly.
to answer yes.
So, can you find the verb?
Right, so we said the verb meant to be, and it was 是.
You're right. 是 fourth tone.
So the way to answer yes is by repeating that verb.
是 That's how simple it is.
All right, so the man says 是, meaning yes, I am Mr. Wang.
That's right.
And then he asks a very similar question of the girl, right?
对，你是 Sandy 吗？你是 Sandy 吗？
All right, so exactly the same pattern. And again, the same way that you answer.
是 Just repeat the verb.
Okay, repeat the verb. And now that they're clear on who they are, Mr. Wang says,
请坐，请坐。
all right, so here's that word for please again, right?
对 and the verb is 坐 Z-U-O, fourth tone.
So literally this is please sit.
That's right. 请坐，请坐。
Okay, but it's more polite in English to say please have a seat, please sit down. All right, in Chinese it's just,
请坐，请坐。
now don't worry if you're just learning Chinese and you feel like this stuff isn't sticking. That's totally natural. You have to listen to it quite a few times. So we're going to listen to this dialogue 3 more times, and then we have a few other things to say.
Okay, here we go.
Welcome back to another installment of Chinese Pod Trivia. And the question for you is, for what test does Chinese Pod offer preparation services for? Is it A, the polygraph, B, the colonoscopy, C, the HSK test, or D, the CAT scan?
The CAT scan?
Ooh, sorry, that is incorrect. The correct answer is C, the HSK test. That's right, Chinese Pod will thoroughly prepare you to pass this rigorous test of proficiency in Chinese. ChinesePod.com/HSK.
Dialogue first time.
请进。
请问你是王先生吗？
是，你是 Sunday 吗？
是，
请坐。
Second time.
请进。
请问你是王先生吗？
是，你是 Sunday 吗？
是，
请坐。
Third time.
请进。
请问你是王先生吗？
是，你是 Sunday 吗？
是。
请坐。
So I don't know if our parties noticed those 3 qings in this dialogue.
Yeah, let's do a little recap. What are the 3 ways that we used qing in this lesson?
At the very beginning, when someone's knocking on the door, you say 请进,请进.
Okay, please come in.
That's right.
And then if you want to ask someone a question, you want to disturb them to ask them a question, there's a set phrase that uses qing, right?
对, that is 请问,请问.
Okay, 请问. So that's 3rd tone, 4th tone. So let me ask you a question.
May I ask you?
Okay. And then the 3rd one is,
请坐,请坐.
so please sit down.
That's right. Sit down, please.
Okay, now we mentioned earlier that the way that you use please in Chinese, 请, is not quite the same as the way that we use please in English. And I think one of the big differences is that in English we use please all the time from a Chinese perspective, right?
Well, you put that word in sentences all the time, but in Chinese, you can't really do that because the sentence structures.
Yeah, I think there's 2 aspects to it. One is that with family and friends, the Chinese just don't use all these polite words. They feel like it shows a lack of familiarity.
That's right. We don't really use that with families or friends.
Yeah, like when I was little, my mom would make me always say please if I wanted to say, please pass the salt at the dinner table. But in Chinese, you wouldn't do that, right?
My mom would yell at me, why do you talk to me like that, like I'm a stranger?
Right. So in Chinese, the word please is often to show respect, like in the service industry or in a business situation, right?
That's right. So you will hear that word a lot if you're in a restaurant or in a hotel.
Okay. Or you're visiting a company in a formal situation.
That's right.
And also, like you just mentioned, 请 comes before a verb, and it just doesn't appear in sentences so often. And probably the 3 examples in this dialogue are some of the most common uses of 请 in Chinese, right?
So let's hear them again. The first one, 请进,请进.
Okay, super common. You hear that every day.
Not really every day. When you knock on the door, you will hear that.
Okay.
And the next one, like you use that a lot if you want to ask a question politely.
Okay, so when you're in an unfamiliar situation, you'll probably use that.
对,请问,请问.
And then finally, when someone is visiting you and you'd like to offer them a seat,
请坐,请坐.
right? So if you find yourself using 请 like every other sentence, then you're probably doing something a little bit wrong, and you might want to pay more attention to what the Chinese themselves say.
All right, don't worry about that too much. Just keep practicing and you'll be great.
Yeah, practicing is the most important thing. And if you have questions, you can come to ChinesePod.com.
Okay, we'll see you there. We'll see you next time.
再见.
再见.
As usual, ChinesePod provides an extensive selection of learning materials for this lesson on its website, www.chinesepod.com. You can access this lesson directly with the lesson number
1882.
So just go to www.chinesepod.com/1882 and you will find a transcript, vocabulary, and much more. The link again, www.chinesepod.com/1882.